Hello, Jen here, and I have week one's layout for the She's Crafty mini paper pad class. It's a 10-week class that Shannon has put together where we are going to be using mini paper pads, so 6x6 pads, 8x8, 6x8, whatever smaller pads of paper you have. You're going to pull those out and we're going to get some layouts done with them. So each week you're going to see one paper pad featured, and the goal is to get 2 layouts per paper pad. So for 10 weeks, there's going to be tons and tons of inspiration and ideas. This week we have a sketch that we're also working with, so just an added little bit of inspiration. And I love that the sketches aren't really centered around smaller papers, so it's really going to challenge you to kind of pull out some of these patterns and pull out some of these paper pads and see if you can use them. So the first kit that I am working with is my Snow and Cocoa kit here. All of my kits I've shown in a video, so I'll link that down below if you want to see what I've put together for the whole 10 weeks. But I wanted to start with this one because it's January and it's wintry, and I just wanted to do some fun wintry layouts. So I showed you the sketch at the beginning, and I don't have 2 photos that I'm using, so I'm kind of giving myself right now a bit of a bigger base to work with because I just have that 4x6 photo. So you saw me take a couple of pattern papers from the paper pad, and I've just cut them down to give myself a little bit of a background, a little bit of a mat on the back of my photo, and where I can add my extra layers and things like that. And then the 12x12 sheet that I am working with is also one of the pieces of the kit. So each kit consists of a 6x6 paper pad. Again, if you have, 8x8 or 6x8 paper pads, or even 10x10, you could use one of those instead. But I have the 6x6 paper pads I'm working with. And then there's 2 pieces of 12x12 paper, so it could be cardstock, it could be pattern paper, whatever you want, and then a bunch of little embellishments that you can throw in to kind of round out your kit and have some extra things to work with. So that is one of my 12x12 papers. And then I just went ahead and splattered a little bit of white acrylic paint in the background to give myself a little bit of snow. And then you see my 4 patterns that I've got there as sort of my base around my photo. And then I really like that banner that kind of gives some vertical length to the picture and kind of takes it from being boxy and kind of gives some movement to it. So that's directly from the sketch, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. That paper is also from the 6x6 paper pad. And then I'm putting a pretty good dent into one of the little tiny cut apart sheets. So instead of doing the layers that you see in the sketch, I thought I would use some of these little cut apart sections and kind of add some layers around my photo. So not quite the same as the sketch, but it kind of is that same feeling of having little layers poking out from behind the picture. And one of those little cut apart pieces was a banner, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those sections out too. And again, this will kind of give a little bit of movement because everything is super boxy right now. So by having these little banners sort of going across the photo in a semicircle, it just gives a little bit of interest and movement. And I think this is the cutest collection ever. Like, I really kick myself every time I pull it out and then I don't use it because I just think it's absolutely adorable. So I'm kind of glad that Shannon has put this class together because it really gave me the kick in the butt that I needed to actually start using this. So I've got my little layers, and now I'm going to put my banner down, and there you can see it kind of creates that semicircle. And in the sketch there is a circle, and I'm going to go ahead and do that with these snowflakes. So I punched these snowflakes out from another piece of paper in the collection. So I think now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of paper from that paper pad all on this layout. So obviously you can see there's lots of little scraps and stuff, and I'll hold on to those till the end of this class, but I was able to get 6 or 7 pieces of paper pulled right out of there to use up, so I think that's pretty good. So I punched out these snowflakes. 2 of the punches are just like the plain big snowflakes from Martha Stewart, and then I think that border punch is actually from EK Success, and it punches out the teeny tiny little snowflakes. So I went ahead and did those as well, and this is kind of giving me my circle that you see in the sketch. So it's a bit wonky, it's not a perfect circle, but I still kind of wanted to capture the feeling from the sketch, and I think punching the snowflakes was a really great idea to A, get some of that paper used up, and B, kind of keep in the wintry feel, but still have some more movement and that kind of circular feeling to it. And then just to make that circle a little bit more fun, I'm going to go and add some sequins. This is just a pack I think I got from Dollar Tree, and the plastic kind of fell apart, so I dumped it all into a Ziploc baggie, but they're just fun kind of pastel-y colors, so they really match the colors of the collection. So I'm pulling out some dark pink and some light pink and the blue and white, and I think I also pull out some yellow, and I'm just kind of randomly scattering them around my little snowflake. And my picture is a couple of years old. I think it's from 2018. We were all in Banff that year. We try to go every year for the Santa Claus parade, but obviously this year they didn't have it. They didn't want to encourage any kind of crowds gathering and things like that. So it's been kind of nice to pull out all of these old pictures and start scrapping them and getting them used up, and kind of remembering some of those traditions that we had that we weren't able to do this year. So I'm hoping by next year we'll be able to get back to it, because it really kind of reminds you how much you enjoy those things. Even sometimes in the moment it's super hectic, and you can see that whenever we go, we always bring my nieces and nephews, and usually one friend for Kaylin, because she's the oldest in the whole bunch, and you know, she's the oldest by quite a bit, so we bring a friend for her, and so there's lots of kids, which can make it super hectic, but we really did miss it this year, and it's definitely a tradition we want to get back to if we can. So just to kind of finish everything up, I thought it would be nice to put a little touch of silver into the layout. It gives kind of that shimmery feel and just a different kind of neutral metallic, I guess. So I'm using that little bit of silver thread. It actually came with a pack of tags. It was just the perfect length to put across my banner, so that worked out really good, and now I have just that little touch of silver. And then to bring in some more silver, I grabbed my Jelly Roll pen. I can't remember if this is the actual brand name one or one of the ones I got from Michael's or Dollar Tree, someplace like that, but I've got a couple of them and they work really good. I love to have them in my Christmas kits and in my winter kits, especially the silver. So I did my sketchy lines around the outside of the layout, and then I'm also going to do a sketchy line around my pattern papers on the inside of the layout too, just so that they stand out a little bit more and kind of draw your eye into the picture. And then that's it. That is my layout for the first class of this 10-week class. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave them for me down below. And also check out all the links down below to everybody else who is participating in this class. You'll get tons and tons of tips and inspiration, and it's going to be lots of fun. So hopefully I will see you back next week for another layout. And until then, happy scrapping. Bye.